behind every strong community is someone willing to build. Hello and welcome to Thriving at Altitude. I'm your host, Dave Donahue. Join me high in the Rockies as we explore conversations with entrepreneurs, community leaders, and local business owners who are building, growing, and thriving right here at Altitude. Welcome to Thriving at Altitude. Today we have Emiliano. DJ NanoTech is here in the house with us today. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great morning, and I was looking forward to showing up.
Yeah, awesome. Tell us, when did you arrive in the Vail Valley?
During COVID 2021, showed up here, worked the chairlifts. It was
great.
Just came out here for a season. Of course, once you come here, you end up staying. So
yeah, I think we all have some of that happening.
Yes, sir.
For sure, absolutely. What's the origin story of the name DJ NanoTech?
That is a very interesting origin story.
Sure.
In the DJ business, back where I'm from, Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's very competitive. I used to do music production, doing DJing and things, and beat production, album production, hip hop, reggae, stuff like that. And it's funny because my sister called me Nano because she couldn't pronounce my name. And it started to stick in middle school. So people were calling me Nano, Emilio, Elmo, all kinds of stuff. But Nano seemed to stick, okay?
Okay.
So that's how the Nano part came out of it. And then this is an interesting portion of the story. We were doing a show in the woods, concert. I brought all my music equipment, and they set up the stage on a back of a semi-trailer, a flatbed.
Yep.
And and I just brought my stuff, just in case. Turns out they needed me to do their music or their sound. So I'm like, well, I'm glad I brought my stuff.
Yeah.
So I hooked everything up, and one of the music selections my buddy was performing, his name is Orphan. That's his hip-hop name. And we got this soundtrack or this instrumental from a buddy of ours that produces music and we do shows with. So he gave us this song, right?
Okay.
So we wrote a whole album, one of the tracks on that song was pre-made from somebody else that was given to my buddy Brian, who gave us the track. Turns out the person that made that track was at that event that night.
Ah.
So it was very interesting. At first he seemed kind of upset, and then he seemed flattered that we wrote a song to it. And this song was pretty much one of the best songs on the album when it came to writing, the way we produced it, the format, the layout of the track, the vocals, everything was very unique. We loved the song. We took ad-libs from an anime for intros, outros, all kinds of stuff like that. So we really threw it down on that track. And after he performed, we went and we were drinking by the fireplace and chilling, having a great time. 2 weeks later, he calls me up. We exchanged information. He calls me up and tells me we need to have a sit down about that. Okay. This is going to the origin of NanoTech, okay?
A good sit down, hopefully.
Yeah, and then I kind of felt weird about it. And so, long story short, I questioned, what do you mean, man? And this doesn't sound like it's the same person I was talking to the other night. And so he basically threatened me that he's going to pretty much beat us up and find us and stuff because we use that song.
That's nice.
And I told him, and I was like, this is Albuquerque, New Mexico, by the way.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm a DJ. I pretty much promote stuff. I'm pretty much giving you props by, you're not doing anything with the instrumental, and it's been a few years old already before we got to it.
Okay.
And he's all, well, I know where you're at, and I know who you are, NanoTech. And I was like, NanoTech. And this is my exact words. I was like, NanoTech. I was like, I like that. And this is me being rebellious. I was like, I like that. I'm going to use that, make money off that. And here's to you. Thank you for giving me my new name, DJ NanoTech. So that's how I developed the name DJ NanoTech.
It came through adversary.
But
at the same time, your intention was pure.
Yes, it was.
You meant to just get some good music into a track.
Yep, and it's underground music. It's not like, we're going to go global with the track or anything. It's underground hip-hop. So
everyone reacts differently to that,
Indeed.
Knowing the music world a bit myself, of course, It's just some people are going to be sort of more generous or lenient with things like that. And some people are just going to want a piece of the pie.
Yep.
And some people are going to get a little more aggressive, it sounds like.
Yep. And
But then your name is born.
The name was born, and this was 2008
Okay.
when it came out.
Okay.
Before that, my buddies were like, we need to switch up your name because I had like different names and none of them really stuck. But he's all, we need to call you who you really are. Your street name is Nano. So we're just gonna call you DJ Nano, and that's where that guy's like, I know who you are, DJ NanoTech. And it's
he just
funny.
added the tech.
In there
out of the sky. He didn't even.
Yep.
know. He did it out of anger.
Anger,
malice,
and me being the rebellious person I am, like it's a very cutthroat business in this music industry.
Yeah.
So I just use that. And then if I was talking to a buddy last night at the event that I was doing, I do open decks.
Okay.
We were talking about it, and it turns out a few years later, we ran into the same guy, and he's all, you guys can have that song. Nobody can do it. We tried to make a song out of it. It is yours. I'm sorry.
He changed his tune.
He changed his tune a couple of years later. So,
all right. Well, we already gave him a shout out. You said his first name. So this will be something he might see someday and be proud of or not. But,
I don't even remember his name.
Exactly. That's okay. You don't have to, we have to worry anymore about anything like that.
Exactly.
You got a great name.
Thank you.
Yeah, great origin story.
Fits my personality, fits my complicated first name. So, yeah, it works.
Cool, man. I got to hear you the other night, so it was great. We got to share a stage with DJ NanoTech and with the Evolution, and that's really cool when we get to do a set and have DJ with us either before or after middle. It's always cool. So I get to hear a little bit. But tell me, what generally are your DJ styles? And it's obviously house, but it's a whole lot more than that.
Indefinitely. I started off I got stories for days. I don't want to bore you guys.
No, that's all right. That's why we're here.
But I started off doing hip hop and R&B, and that is still my home. Like if I were to make a production, like someone to produce music, my skills go directly towards hip hop. That's like my home.
Yep.
House music is something that I didn't get a chance to do so much in New Mexico. I was always hired to do hip hop, reggae events, R&B, stuff like that.
Yep.
So I was always craving to do the house. As soon as I moved up here, man, I just plugged right into electronic music because it was kind of like it's building up, and I wanted to unleash the skills that I actually had with the house music.
Yep.
But my home is definitely hip hop, R&B, and reggae.
Great. I love all those things. House is popular. Mm-hmm. House has its own vibe.
Yep.
And then there's so many things that are not defined exactly. You have so many different genres that are in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And hearing you the other night with some tracks that are some classic tracks, but then backed with a hip hop beat, then backed with a reggae beat. You're able to switch around and do all of the above, and it was really fun watching that. It's
like the world's greatest Tetris game for me with sound. I love it. This is what I do.
I love that too.
Been doing it my whole life, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Cool, man. What's a typical night, in terms of, your process? You're getting ready for a show, you're getting everything together. What's a kind of a normal routine for you? Is it pretty elaborate, or is it pretty fast setup, or is it always different?
It's always, I do have a certain pattern that I follow just because it gives me that comfort zone, Yeah. But lately, when I do an event, I make sure that I try to have that full day off so I can focus 100%, especially if it's a big show or a small show. But regardless, I try to keep a pattern because, you want to be enjoying your life instead of rushing around and barely getting to the gig on time,
Yes.
But lately, my pattern, I've gotten back into making beats. So I'll wake up in the morning, do my morning routine, and then I'll just start making music in the morning,
Great.
And sometimes it takes me a while, and sometimes it comes together really fast. But I usually do that, and then I'll go through and make sure all my music is good. And this has been the pattern lately. After that, I'll sit there, take a break or whatever, because it's a process making music, it works the brain.
Absolutely.
And then, and then I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, I start thinking about the gig. I'll think about the gig. And before I know it, I'm up on my feet, getting stuff ready for the event, checking cables and stuff like that. And then I'll go through my music because I don't want to be stale. So I try to, I have my go-tos, but I know I have so much music. I go through it so much every now and then. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll find a gem that I definitely need to play. So I'll focus my sets around bringing out a song I've always wanted to play, and I'll pick the perfect time to play it. I'll try to at least.
Yep.
And then sometimes I just wing it. I'm like busy or something like that, and I'll just go to the show and I tell myself it's crunch time, and then my mind just switches into DJ mode and work mode and getting everything ready mode. It's just, for me, it's second nature. I love what I do.
Yeah. It shows that you do.
Yeah.
It's like a fun focus.
It
and
is.
watching you do the focus. And then in terms of like beats per minute, BPM, do you kind of already know if you're going to do like a fast tempo, slow tempo, mix it up? Or does that come on the fly as well, like an improv?
DJing should be improv mostly, unless you got like a set program that you're trying to do for like a big event, like a festival, and they're going to do like a series of them. And you don't have time to prep for events or whatever. So it's good to have a program.
Yeah.
But the program is what I fall back on.
Yep.
So basically, if I start screwing up on my freestyle DJing, and then I'll be like, okay, well, at least I know what songs to play that'll fit together to keep the interest. But then once I get comfortable again, then I'll start freestyling the DJing and improving. And improving is the way. I mean, I'll plan for a gig. Like, I'm going to play these set songs because they sound so phenomenal. And as soon as I get there, it don't work out that way, because you'd be like, man, this song's sick, and everyone's sitting down.
Right.
Got to switch it up. And then, then you just start switching it up, start looking at the crowd. I learned a lot from going to Florida. I went to Florida for 4 days, and we went to a couple of nightclubs there, and we made some noise down there. Definitely.
All right, cool.
It was an awesome experience. I didn't want to leave.
Just what part of the state were you going down to?
I was at South Beach.
Okay, nice.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the spot.
And I saw this this Latin DJ. I don't even know his name. I like to give him props because it really upped my game.
Cool.
He was like staring at us while me and my lady were dancing, and I was like, "What is this guy doing, man? I'm a DJ. I don't stare at people, He was actually flowing off us. We were the only ones dancing. So he was like, he was spinning specifically for us.
Cool.
I didn't realize what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, until after I left, and then it just clicked, and I was like, that's what he was doing. He was staring at us, looking at our flow, looking at our style, and just keeping it going. And then like when we were really getting down, that's when I saw his like tricks, his DJ tricks start to flow, and I'm like, okay, we got the DJ locked in, Cool. And it was a cool experience. So now what I do is I'll be scoping the crowd all the time, staring at the people. If I go into an event and I see like bunch of people here, bunch of people here, bunch of people there, I kind of look at the genres like, okay, they got the Latin people over here. I got to mix that in. We got some old school rock and roll. I got to figure out a way to throw that in there. And then we got some old timers, or whoever it is. I try to pick it. And then I try to base the next, 30-minute set on that demographic, the different demographics. So I try to fit everybody in. And it works. Like, I've kept people at venues longer than they wanted to because I'm playing the right music for them. Like hip-hop goes good with reggaeton, or reggae goes good with reggaeton, or whatever. There's ways to freak it to where people will be entertained and they feel like they're actually a part, that I'm actually doing something for them. And that's what I learned from that Florida DJ, is watching people. Watching the heck out of people. So
absolutely. He learned from you. And that's the whole musical process, is creating and observing. Yeah, so you're observing what they're doing, or the DJ was observing what you were doing when you're dancing. And then they kind of can create a set based on that. And that's a similar energy as all music.
Yes.
But for DJing, there's a little more like magic to it, because it's like you're on blast.
Yeah.
You're like,
you're always on
people
point.
are moving.
Yeah.
And you can really see, I would say, playing the bass, you can see people's hips. So if people are just standing kind of flat foot, that's one way of responding and listening. But as soon as they start moving, you got them.
Yep.
And so it's the same way with you, or even more probably, because you're more on the fly. We're doing improv of songs that we wrote in originals or covers, but you're basically doing improv constantly.
Constantly, yeah. Only time I go onto like a set list or a program is when I start feeling like I'm like messing up on the DJing. And my old buddy, like, my story is very unique. The guy who taught me how to DJ, he's an old school DJ, Big L. Gotta give props to Big L. He was like, you got to trap them. Like, you got to trap the crowd. Once you trap the crowd, after you trap them, it doesn't matter what you play. You're going to crush it. They're going to love you. You got to figure out a way to trap the crowd. And that is not very easy. So that's why I focus on the people. And once I get everybody in the zone, then I'm working on, let me trap them, because then I can play anything from reggae to Dr. Dre. Yeah. And I'll have the old ladies dancing. You know what I mean? Like, trapping is, it's a skill that I still have yet to master, but I've seen Big Larry do that so many times. Like, it blows my mind. I'm like, this guy's got country people dancing to techno. Like, how in the heck did he do that? He trapped them. That's a technique for all DJs out there. Like, you should learn how to trap the people, get them locked in, and once you get them locked in, you're going to have a heck of an evening.
They don't want to leave the dance floor.
They don't want to leave the dance floor.
They don't need to get food. Yep. They forget about the bathroom.
Yep, they forget about their drinks.
Maybe they'll get their drink, but maybe not. Exactly.
They'll go get their drinks when they're like sweating, you know.
Yeah, and they're moving and they're having an experience, and you're having the experience with them, and it's a symbiotic relationship with the energy of the crowd and the DJ.
It is definitely it's one thing I'll never let go. I'll be the old guy DJing at the Elks Club. You know what I mean? That old timer still, era, you know, come on, Sue. You got it, you know.
That's cool. Those will be your people when it's time.
Oh, yeah.
You got your people now, and then, no, music soothes the savage beast.
Yes, it does.
Makes the world go round.
Yep.
Cool.
I'll keep doing it. I'm never going to stop.
That's amazing. What gear are you using?
Gear.
And how has it evolved since you kind of started?
That's a great question. I love your questions, man. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
It's back in the day, we rocked amps. We had, like, you know, a case full of amps. You know it is. You're in a band.
Yep, exactly. And, you got some rollers. You got some Case Logics. You got all the different stuff.
Yep. You got the amplifiers. You got the EQs all locked in. We'd hook up multiple speakers to the back. Like, you have like these 2-prong plugs you can plug in, and then you can plug another set on the back of them. Another set. We had it.
You got your subs.
Back in the day,
maybe some crossovers. Maybe lots advanced over time.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Lots have advanced. The crossovers, especially the EQs. The guy who trained me, he would hear stuff we couldn't hear, and he'd be back there tuning it up. We'd have to have more speakers back in the day in comparison to nowadays.
Right, lighter now, more power with lighter.
Yep, the technology, the porting of the subs, the porting of the boxes where the speakers fit in are completely different. The preamp stuff is a lot easier to hook up. I'm still a big believer on having like Crown amps with the big system, because I'm old school like that.
Crown's great.
So I have both setups. Nowadays, since the technology has changed, you don't need all of that sound unless you're doing a big event.
Right.
So it's good to still have it in case you're throwing like a major show, major festival, or a big band in the middle of like a big field or something. It's good to have it. But nowadays, the technology has changed. My favorite, I used to like Yamaha and JBL back in the day. Just because they had the bigger kicks, the bigger speakers boxes. We'd stack them on top, or we'd have to climb up them to plug them in and stuff. Nowadays, you just like blink, 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 they're done. Yeah. Technology has changed, and my favorite is QSC right now.
Us too.
I love QSC. I invest in QSC. One set of QSCs will last you 30 years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Those grills can get smashed moving them around and stuff,
but
as long as you're, keeping those grills pretty flat.
Yeah.
And then in Route 6, for example, shout out Ollie, Route 6. They have their own house sound too. So there's a lot of places where you probably have just a plug into a house setup.
I talked him into that, by the way.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. It sounds big in there.
It does.
I mean, that's, especially being a bass player, I get to control the boom boom, which is so fun,
Nice.
And but you two, the mix sounded great when you were up there, and it was pumping.
Yep. I do like the QSCs, the 2 sets of 12s, and then the 2 sets of, they have 12 subs at the bottom, one per each side, and they have 1 set of 12s on the tops, and that'll carry a whole room.
Absolutely.
When we're doing bands and stuff, like your band was phenomenal, by the way.
Thank
Got to
you.
give you much props to Evolution.
Thank you.
But the way that the tuning and everything works, perfect for live groups.
Yep.
As well as DJs, and we have to set the parameters a little bit differently. But QSCs, man, that's the way to go.
Yeah. Self-powering. I mean, Crowns are sweet, but the QSCs, they do it all.
I would say second best would be JBLs.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
QSCs, man, you can't go wrong. They compete with all the bigger setups that people spend too much money on.
Yeah. No, they're a great system. How about the decks?
The decks.
What's happening on board up there? Yeah.
Okay. I'm one of the few DJs that can spin off of every type of thing. I started off on vinyl back in the olden days. My first record I ever touched was Sugar Hill Gang, hip hop.
Yeah.
That was my first ever filling the vinyls, and we DJ'd vinyls for years, and then we got into CDs. American DJ was a good CD thing, and it was like, like a rack mount. It wasn't like the top down. We had the mixer set to us top down so we can play, but we'd hook the CDs through the side and hit the other stuff like that.
Yep.
And we DJ'd big shows with those. And then after that, I got some Newmarks. Newmarks are, it was a cool hip hop brand back in the day. They had the rotatable platters, but you could pop a CD in it. So that's how I learned how to scratch.
Yeah.
And I still scratch even when I play house, just because I got to show people I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, not a lot of people do that. And then after that, I went to Newmark controller. Now, I was rocking the CDXs for pretty much 10 years. They started falling apart, and I had to slow down the DJ business. The whole gear started breaking down, being in it so long.
Okay.
And so I was like, I can't afford it right now. So I put DJing on hold for a little bit. Then I moved up here, and then the drive just overtook me. Like, I came up here to snowboard.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to DJ so freaking bad. So then I bought a controller, which is a Newmark controller. That broke like right away. So I got a, what was the next piece of equipment I got after that? Oh, a Rain 1. A Rain 1 is basically a rotatable platter controller that hooks up to your computer. I rocked that for years. I still have that beast, and I still bring them out to gigs and do my scratching and stuff.
Cool.
Rain 1s are tanks, dude.
Okay.
They will last anybody as long as I've banged that thing around in my vehicle, multiple vehicles. I had it upside down. People were helping me carry it. I'm like, no, tip it back over. But that thing is a beast. It's heavy because it's got actual direct drive motors in them.
Yep.
And then after that, I went to Prime or Denon.
Okay.
Denon, because of the type of gigs I was doing, I needed to be able to pull up tracks. At the time, they were the only ones that allowed you to DJ from stream sites. So they added more like Apple and all these other ones. I can't list them off because I don't DJ that way. I just did it back then because I had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
So the Prime 4, the Prime 4 was it still is an excellent thing, except the back plug started getting messed up, and I've only had it for 6 months. Now I got tired of dealing with Denon, tired of dealing with broken gear, and I've heard that Pioneer was the best. It's the club standards. I've always wanted Pioneers, just couldn't afford them because they are pricey.
Okay.
So after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and invest in the Pioneer. And I'm rocking the Pioneer changed by the time I actually got connected in with it.
Okay.
When I finally purchased it to Alpha Theta.
Okay.
So Alpha Theta, I haven't had any problems with them.
Yep.
They are the new Pioneer brand. They're coming out with a bunch of new gear. They're on top of it. They're keeping up with the Prime 4 Pluses, the Denon Prime 4 Pluses. But I've never been more happier with my Alpha Theta than any other equipment that I've ever had. It's solid. It feels lighter. It has more of a plastic casing as opposed to like a metal solid casing, like what DJs are used to, that heavy.
Right.
So to me, it was like, I don't know. But then I got and I played on it, and they've been a beast. And
Great.
they give me so much potential. The types of gear that the club DJs are rocking, the Pioneer 3000Xs, they are the less expensive option to be able to do that kind of club-based atmosphere. And one reason why I like, and I'm keeping with the Alpha Theta and Pioneer gear, is because we don't have to hook up multiple turntables on one set for multiple DJs. They can just bring their USB, plug right in, and then make sure the music works, and they can take over from there and just continue the show without having to unhook and hook up other equipment like we did when I had the Primes, and when I had the Rain 1s, when I had the Newmarks. It was always multiple decks. It looks cool, but it's a bit cluttered
Makes
up there.
Makes it more complex.
Yeah, it doesn't look as sleek.
Right. And the durability is a thing, like with the Rain 1, but then when it's heavy and it's harder to move and things like that, there's a balance between durability, functionality,
and
low latency, all the newer, going to the streaming, all those things. And I'm sure something brand new will come out in a year or two.
oh,
or three.
they already has.
Everything will,
I
yeah.
just purchased those. It's a year old now, and
Yeah.
now they came up with 2 other. And I'm just like,
They're always going to be new
people
ways.
say it's an addiction, but for me, it's a necessary investment.
Yeah. No, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
So when
on.
you get good gear, if you're gonna do anything solid, make sure that you get a good quality product, because like I said, we were talking about speakers earlier. You definitely want to have something. You want to spend the extra money. Don't just get something to have it so you could say you have it and have something to do, because you're going to be spending 3 times the amount of money. I learned the hard way. It's good to invest in the right equipment if you're going to be making this a career decision. And don't get into it unless you're going to be making it a career decision. If it's a hobby, get the cheaper stuff. But if you're doing gigs every week, multiple gigs like I do, you want the quality gear. It's worth the investment. And I'm telling you right now, once you're done paying it off, you're going to be glad that you did, and you're going to be feeling more confident anytime you do an event. And that's important, is confidence.
Absolutely. It's an extension of you. And then you get to know your equipment, just like I got a few different basses, a few different cabs, all the different equipment discussions come back to,
Indeed.
Making the investment early, but then benefiting from it in the long run.
Yep. And you'll be glad you went through that process of, spending extra money, because it makes you appreciate your equipment more when, a lot of DJs out there, they can't afford this expensive stuff. And I can give recommendations exactly what to get. They didn't have the stuff they had when I started. When I started DJing, my very first gear was a 60 CD changer, a Gemini mixer, and a belt-driven record player.
Right.
And I used to make mixtapes by pausing and unpausing tracks. So I can send you the right direction and get you the proper gear to where you be able to perform anywhere if you ever needed, let me know. I can
absolutely.
Help people out.
Well, that definitely brings me to, what's the best way to find you if anyone wants to book your services or ask you questions or see what you're up to?
Instagram.
Okay, great.
DM me. I'm very active on Instagram, more than I ever was. I love Instagram. I love what they're doing with Instagram. My Instagram is my portfolio.
Yeah.
So you can go through, and all the flyers on there, all the shows I've actually completed and done.
Yeah.
And all the videos I've taken were just when I actually had time to video. I'll take pictures and stuff before events, and I'll just get so busy I'll forget to do the post-production side of it all.
Right.
Making the videos, which are very important, especially if you're trying to get booked. To any young DJ out there, make sure you get your Instagram. Make sure you document your work. Document you setting up. Document you doing a show. Document it when it's empty. Document it when it's busy. Be real about yourself.
Right.
And Instagram, DJ NanoTech 164.
Okay.
That is my Insta, and you'll see everything I've ever done since I moved up here, and some videos of stuff I've done back in the day if you go digging.
Yeah, we'll put that up on the screen. We'll definitely get that
Sweet.
so everyone knows where to find you.
Nice.
And we'll put it in the description as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome.
We'll
Thank
have it all
you.
set up so people can get directly in touch with you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I saw a bunch of venues you played recently.
Okay.
St. Regis.
Yes.
For 4th of July.
Yes.
Plus, Tiki Night, The Lab, Route 6. There's a lot happening. Any of those stick out as really fun ones that are memorable?
Oh, gosh. I would have to give shout-outs to Leadville, the Pastime in Leadville. These guys, man, they know how to treat a DJ. They gave me the best experience ever that I've had as a DJ. And they're a small local, bar, the historic bar for one, in Leadville, Colorado.
Yep.
That always ends up being the funnest events. People down there know how to support their DJs. Even the crowds, they come, they're like, there's a DJ, they show you love, they say thank you at the end of the night, and I get off stage out here.
Yep.
It's kind of like, hey, what's up, man? But when I get off stage out there, thank you for DJing for us tonight. It's just one heck of an experience. When it comes to the other events, the St. Regis Hotel, that is a big one for me. I DJ there probably 3 times a year.
Okay.
I'm trying to get more. I'm fighting with the company to allow me to get more gigs,
Okay.
But that place is really nice. 4th of July, last 4th of July, they had one epic drone show. And during the mix, during the contract, they wanted lounge music at first. And so I had this, they had a dinner crowd. So I was playing for the dinner crowd, and one of the managers came up. He's like, "We like house music. You got house music?" And I was like,
"Oh yeah,
don't tempt me with a good time." And I just killed it. Met a lot of people,
I picture like a Saint Germain, like starting off, or like something that's lounge, but there's a lot of crossover from lounge.
I had Sade going. I had, good dinner music going, for the classy music, I can't name a lot of tracks off the top, but if you get that Sade, more Chiba feel, that's what I was doing, more of a chill, beautiful, but yet kind of bumpy, and then when they asked me to do house music, I dropped everything from, people who know the track Satisfaction to James Hype to Rufus Del Sol. Cool. I got pretty deep into the house scenario. It was pretty dope.
I feel like throughout the night, people are arriving, not have any drinks yet, eating food.
It's such a
got a drink,
interesting crowd.
Finishing food, got their second to third drink, and then I can always look out on the crowd as a musician and know this crowd has about 2.5 drinks in them. And then by the time they get to like their third drink, like they're on the floor, they're on their feet, and they're hungry for some beats.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's interesting, like the different class of people and stuff, because the St. Regis is $4,000 a room in the month of July.
Right.
So
that's upper echelon.
The way those people jam is a lot different than like the way us non wealthy, the norm folk jam. So it's kind of like the Titanic. You got the fancy people doing their fancy things, and they enjoyed it. I can tell they're enjoying the music because they would conjure around, they'd bring their party closer. But they'd be sitting and just chilling, and they'd be watching. Bobbing their heads watching.
Yep.
And then we go to like one of our parties, man. People are jumping in the air, throwing their hands up, giving signs at the camera like, "Yo, what's up, dude?"
Right.
And then the St. Regis is very classy people, and they would come up and then they would just be chilling, man, and just enjoying the music. And then during the music, when they're getting ready to leave or whatever, they come up and shake my hand. That right there is the same as somebody rocking in front of a crowd, in front of the speakers. They come up and they thank you very much. You were fantastic. I'm like, man, I needed to hear that, like, thank you for being here, And I got that through the whole rest of the evening. Like, even I was loading my car up, the dad was walking by and he was like, "Hey, son, that's the DJ." And the kid walks up and he's like, "Dude, you were just great. Awesome, bro." And I'm like, I like to be humble. I'm like, "Really, man? I really appreciate, thank you so much, man. Like, dude, I appreciate that, like just getting that feedback makes everything worth it." You're talking about high-class clientele, high-class joints, you know what I'm saying? And then you go back to like Route 6 or Leadville, and it's just a party,
Yeah, and people are people.
Yep.
As you know, and there's a primal aspect to music.
Oh, yeah.
Primal aspect to the beat, to the heartbeat, to the rhythm, all the way back to the caves and hitting stones and sticks.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you come from.
Doesn't matter.
You're gonna tap your foot, and it's involuntary. You're gonna bob your head, and you don't even know you're doing it.
True. True.
And then for the people that kind of acknowledge and are thankful and grateful for it, that just takes it one more step.
It's interesting. I know I had them. I did trap them that night at the
You trapped them?
Yes, I trapped them. They were just stoked. It was cool. I love the people of Aspen and the Regis. They were just great people. And the staff, you could tell like the way the staff treats, they know how to treat a DJ,
Oh, great.
I've done Four Seasons, Vail. I've done the Westin, Avon. I've done Park Hyatt in the winter times with my boy Nevada. Shout out to Nevada, my brother.
Yep.
We've gigged it a lot. We do the fashion show.
Yes.
Yes, we do the fashion show as a Project Funway.
Yeah.
It's just a great experience DJing up here, man. It's really brought my dreams come true.
So this art right here, which is kind of funny story, it's Dina David, so Mauricio and Dina, Mauricio in the band, Dina in the band.
Oh, yeah,
And their daughter Azalea did the Project Funway.
Oh, sick.
And so you were doing the beats that she was rocking to, and
nice.
She came out on every year she's been doing it.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And these two pieces were going towards the dumpster. They were like, Dina was like not happy with them after a class she took with Lenka. And I grabbed them from the.
I keep staring at them as we're talking. They're actually not bad. Like
I
people,
know.
painting, it comes out the way it is. No matter if you like it or not, it's still creative. I do art, so it's a creative process, and it is what it is, and that's what makes it unique. Like if you oh, I don't like the way that person came out in this picture, but it still came out. It's still done.
Yeah.
You finished the piece. It still is what it is.
I just like the way the color pops and the way the camera. I feel like when YouTube is grabbing our stuff and we're downloading it, uploading it,
it does pop.
I think it's grabbing the good colors from that and making everything like a little better. So it's kind of like a color calibrator in a way.
It's also great artwork. I dig it.
Like, I know. I'm always staring at it.
The blue fence now. See, like I can look at things.
Yeah.
The blue fence makes it pop because it's telling you that it's cold out there. It's telling you that there's snow. But look, you got flowers and things.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with this piece.
Right?
I can critique these if you'd like, but I'm.
Well, it's so funny
that's what
you say
I do.
That because I have had a question.
Take your time.
Because I saw some of your art.
Snap.
I saw some of your art. It was the one where you did the pencil and the sharp cut stuff on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was wondering, is that something we should look for more of, or where can we find your art, or what's a little bit of the story with the art?
The art, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Once I started DJing, the art thing has been kind of put to the secondary, third level thing of my life. I do martial arts, I draw, I paint. I was all city graffiti back in high school, and I probably shouldn't say that. But a graffiti artist, but I do love drawing and paint. Not as much painting, but drawing and color. When I paint, I can't even paint as good as these two paintings here, to be honest with you. But with spray paint, I can do other things. But like,
I saw your pencil work; it looked
pencil,
really good.
Yeah. Compared to this, this guy, whoever painted these,
that's Dina. Yeah,
got miles on me on painting. So props to Dina.
Yep.
But I do love doing portraits. I do love Japanese irezumi. It's just fascinating to me. I'm over here drawing like I know how to draw. You got to realize that people who draw irezumi, they've been practicing that technique their whole life.
Yeah, no,
so
it's a way of life.
But portraits is where I shine. I love black and white, doing pencil and shading and things like that.
Yep.
And spray paint art is fun, but I kind of grew out of that. But yeah, I love doing portraits, man. I like finding pictures that just capture me. And then what I'll do is I'll turn them into a pencil drawing, a black and white. If I see a picture of a figure and they got the right shadowing and the correct thing that sparks my interest and makes me look at it longer.
The lighting.
I have a full library of photos of things that I'm gonna draw eventually because it captured my interest that I want to turn into a piece of art. And drawing for me, it's always there. I always think of when I'm gonna draw, and I'll work on a piece for a while, and I'll do some artwork. I say it's like once a month type deal.
That's all right. I mean, it's another right brain relaxing activity, and then you've got it forever.
Yes,
it's so cool that it's another creative process.
I definitely enjoy anything creative. I enjoy other people's art more than my own. I enjoy. Yeah, I just love artwork. Period.
Cool.
I'll buy a piece of art from somebody, even though if I know I can do it myself. It wasn't me who thought of that idea. I will literally purchase artwork from people because I appreciate artwork so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are some of the events coming up and future plans?
Future plans.
Yeah.
Well, events coming up. I host open decks on Tuesdays. Last night was a slower night because they had a show before it, but it usually pops off. I had a show at Loaded Joe's tomorrow night with my buddy Nevada, Loaded Joe's. Shout out to Rio.
Great.
Giving me an opportunity to spin over there.
Yep.
Totally different crowd than Route 6. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And they really enjoyed our music, so we got invited back. So that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, starting at 9 till late.
Great.
And then I'm on the radio, 107.9 KLNX LP Radio Free Minturn on Friday nights from 8:30 to 10:30 or later. I can spin as long as I want. I can bring on people if you guys want to hop on the radio. I can hook people up, give people a chance to see what it's like.
Great.
I'm all about giving opportunities because
Yeah.
I never had them. I had to fight my way into the business. So I'm giving what I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting DJs on open decks, giving them opportunities. Like last night we had a conversation, man, about this young DJ when he first started a few weeks ago compared to what he got now. And people in the crowd were like, he's gotten better.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy, And
He's
it's
improved. He's coming along.
Yeah, man, give a shout out to Anxiety.
Okay.
Keep it up, brother. Keep working, man. He's still a baby in the game. I'm still a baby in the game. I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah.
But you're never going to stop learning. So I'm giving people opportunities, man. And then what else do I got going on? As far as that, I'm kind of just coasting off the radio and the Route 6 thing. I got a show August 8th.
Okay.
Bringing up DJ Skip and his son.
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, August 8th. Last year on August 8th, I did the 6 mix frequencies. We're doing the second 6 mix frequencies at Route 6.
Cool.
August 8th, and that's going to be a big one. It's all electronic music, drum and bass, dubstep, a little bit of house, but it's more on the other spectrum of electronic music that don't get played a lot out here, that not a lot of people do anymore. People are stuck on dubstep, bass music, and house.
Okay.
This is the roots. You know, you're getting the drum and bass, the jungle. You're getting some dubstep in there too because it fits so well. And we got experienced DJs. Me and Skipper are around the same age.
Okay.
And then his son's coming up. He's going to be DJing. That should be freaking fun. Starts at 8 o'clock, Route 6 Cafe and Lounge. August 8th, be there. I'll be having flyers posted galore. I want to blow this up like I did last year.
Jungle is massive.
Yeah. Jungle music, man. It's the electronic, man. It's our roots. Like, I started DJing when I was a freshman in high school.
Yep.
And now it's 98. That's how old I am. Timestamp.
That's okay.
but man, we had it all, man. We had all the DJs back in those events, and now DJs seem to be stuck on one genre. It's like, no, man, this is our roots, dude. This is jungle, electronic music, drum and bass. Like the dubstep wasn't even existent back in those days. You know what I mean?
I was a big DJ Mark Farina fan.
Mark Farina?
Yep. I was living in the Bay Area in the 90s.
Nice.
And that was really fun. And bunch more, obviously so many.
There are so many. We can give shout outs for years.
I got to hit like Coachella 1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, early stuff. Chemical Brothers, a bunch of those guys.
Nice.
California had a lot going on back then.
Oh, yeah. They were the scene. They were, I mean, I don't know exactly where raves came from, but I remember hearing them out of California first, where I grew up in New Mexico. So it just might be a thing. I don't know. I don't want to be any controversy.
It's both East and West Coast, urban, and it came from everywhere.
Yeah.
I think people just knew they wanted to go to a secret party and release to electronic music.
Where did the term rave come from?
I'm not even sure.
If anybody knows, let us know.
I mean, some of the attires changed. I don't know if people are still doing pacifiers. You know,
that's the 90s.
Thing. Right, exactly. Yeah. Anyway.
That's when I started doing DJing, man. It was back then, the popular music for me was trance.
Yeah.
I dug the trance. I know that like a lot of the Asian people that I was growing up with in the music, they were into the trance stuff. And I was digging that. So trance, and then they got DJ Humpty Vision back in those days, DJ Paul Van Dyke, Paul Oakenfold.
Oakenfold, that's right.
Dropping names here, the people who inspired me to do electronic music.
Kruder and Dorfmeister. Those guys are interesting. DJ Kicks.
I remember DJ Kicks.
And sort of more the Euro had its own rave scene, had its own thing happening. A couple great albums there that are just the one that you want to put the beginning of the album on and just listen to the whole thing.
DJ Irene has inspired me as well because she went from trancey into like happy hardcore. It was just a transition that actually intrigued me of knowing like, well, I'm a kind of DJ who changes genres. You know, so that she inspired me too.
Cool. There's a couple YouTubes out there that are like every type of electronic music for 8 seconds to show you an example of it.
Yeah.
And it goes through like the history of it.
Oh, sweet.
And there ends up being like 100 of like top 100 styles.
Nice.
And all the different, everything from dark house to spooky to,
you
know, to metal to, I mean, there's so many. I don't know all the terms, you know.
So many
and
genres.
I'm a little more in the analog world, but I always enjoy listening to that stuff.
Me too, man.
Especially for driving.
Oh my gosh.
Something about driving and having that music just takes your mind off of anything mundane and just kind of puts you in a nice state for
those who suffer anxiety, throw on some tunes, man.
Yeah.
Especially tunes you haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Cool. Any other plans are you staying local? Are you going to do anything further than Colorado or further than Eagle County outside Aspen and stuff?
I do travel to DJ.
Okay. Or back home, any people back home still? Do you go back and do some work back there? Or
I do.
Other West Coast states, anything like that?
I do travel to DJ. Whenever I do go home, we always throw a show.
Yeah.
And those shows, a lot of local DJs, shout out to New Mexico, they show up and they crush.
Yeah.
Even the new DJs crush. Let me put it this way. New Mexico is not getting the props they deserve when it comes to DJs because they're the ones that started this DJ.
Yeah.
And the DJs that are still DJing out there.
Yeah.
I've seen less skills in famous people. I don't want to mention any names.
Yeah, right.
But, shout out New Mexico.
Yeah.
I do that. Plan on going to Florida.
Okay.
I'm going to hop in the scene there. I'm going to take my vacations. I'm going out there, and I'm going to jump in the scene like I did up here.
More South Beach?
Anywhere.
Or anywhere?
Anywhere.
Cool.
I mean, anywhere. I'll DJ anywhere.
Great.
My buddy in Arizona, he hits me up. Hey, you want to do a gig with me? It can be a wedding or whatever. I'm like, yeah. Man. Yeah, I'll go.
Perfect.
Just to get that name out,
Yeah.
Denver is kind of like my next. There's a big scene in Denver.
Sure.
Shout out to Denver. You guys freaking crush, bro.
Yeah.
But I got invited a couple times to do some major gigs down there that I haven't been able to do because I live up here. I'm trapped in the snow. The pass is cut off or whatever.
Yep.
So Denver is probably after this whole ski thing leaves my system, if it ever does.
Yeah.
Denver's going to be my next stop, but Florida's my ultimate goal, just because I think it's beautiful out there, and I love the Latino music out there.
Great. Absolutely. Well, it's so nice having you here today.
Dude, thank you for having me,
Emiliano.
man. I appreciate
it.
you.
Yes, really nice. And we'll look for you, DJ NanoTech.
NanoTech.
And check everything in the description, and we'll find you.
Awesome.
Great. Thanks
Thank
again.
you, guys. Much love. I appreciate you having me.
If you have any questions about any of our guests or want to be part of the show, please email me at davedonahue@kw.com. Feel free to reach out.